Okay. Michael, selamat sejahtera, everyone. Today I will present uh, my one of my papers. There's a name of West. Uh, where is it? Okay. So I will start my introduction. These are my teams. Okay. My teams members Muhammad Mida Aswad Ahmad. I'm myself, Iskandar Abdullah, and my members one Ahmad Temizi, one Sulaiman, one Muhammad Daus, Mirza Farouk Amir Azari, and Raja Samsul Haq Raja Karim. So today, we're going. Okay. Workplace discrimination entails showing partiality towards certain applicant and employee groups. And treated that unfairly, it may result from erroneous perceptions that one is superior to the other due to the difference in appearance, belief, or state of mind and body, which lead to equality. Okay, here when you say about the discrimination, that means that somebody is superior to another, to others. That means that when the person have a superior belief that he's a very what's it egoistic, is very compared with others, is very good to compare to others. So that means that uh, in here, when you say that the basis for the mission is a person physical experience, such as their sex, race, skin tone, or level of faith, religiosity, regardless of the ability, qualification to perform the job. So discriminations in the workplace can happen in any place. Okay, between the co-workers, with job applicants, or between employees and their employers. And this means that discrimination is the most common thing when the employer does not take any concerns to what regarding happen in the workplace. Okay. So when going to literature review or theoretical concepts, okay, there are a few types of discriminations, which are race discriminations, religion discriminations, gender discriminations, and harassment. Firstly, the race discriminations, personal bias, unconscious bias, and cultural stereotypes concerning racial and ethnic minorities can have a negative impact on employment decisions and create unfair and discriminatory working conditions as well as limited prospect. Racial discrimination can be in many forms, including direct discriminations and indirect discriminations. Treating one individual less favorably than another within similar condition solely due to race is direct racial discrimination. Direct discrimination is banned under federal discrimination law if it relies on the protected features such as race, gender, pregnancy, marital status, family operations, breastfeeding, age, handicap, sexual orientation, gender identity, or intersex status. While indirect racial discrimination occurs when members of a specific racial, ethnic, or national group are less likely to encounter regulations, policy, or practice than others, putting them at the disadvantage. So, religion discrimination, if you look on here, is according to the law, religion encompasses all facets of a religious practice, belief, and observances. In addition to protecting organized faiths like Islam, Judaism, and Catholics, the regulation also protect non-organized religion, new religion, and religion that are emerging or that are not yet commonly accepted or practiced. Lastly, a study of previous case based on harassment. A research on the group of women in Canada was undertaken to highlight women's perspective of sexual harassment, how it impacts their job and personal life. So the Christian workplace will give a bad impact to the productive of workers. Right, on the quality research is often used to explore complex and multifaceted topics that cannot be adequately captured through quantitative method alone. It allows researchers to gain insight into social, cultural, and psychological aspects of human behavior and to understand the underlying reason, motivations, and perspective of individuals. Here are some key characteristics of the qualitative approach. First, exploration and in-depth understanding. Qualitative research aims to explore phenomena in details and gain a deep understanding of the complexity involved. It focuses on generating rich and discrete data that captures the nuances and diversity of experience. This is the first from the finding of the qualitative research. Second is subjective interpretations. The quantitative approach recognizes the importance of subjective interpretations and meanings. Researchers seek to understand how individuals or groups make sense of their world and how they construct their own realities. This is a second finding. Thirdly, contextual understanding. Qualitative researchers place great importance on the context within which phenomena occur. They consider social, cultural, historical, and environmental factors that shape people's experience and behavior. Fourth, this is data collections, okay? This is data collections. Data collections. Data collections methods. Quantitative research relies on a variety of data collection methods, including interviewers, observation, and focus group, document analysis, and artifacts. Okay. These methods allow researchers to gather data in natural setting and to capture participant perspectives and experience in their own words. Fifth, interactive and flexible process. The qualitative approach often involves an interactive and flexible research process. Researchers may define their research question, data collection method, and analytical frameworks based on ongoing analysis and emerging insight. Next, inductive analysis. Qualitative data analysis involves an inductive approach, where researchers derive patterns, themes, and theories from the data itself. They use techniques such as coding, categorization, and thematic analysis to identify commonality, difference, and the key findings. Lastly, researcher flexibility. Qualitative researchers acknowledge their role in the research process and the potential influence they may have on data collection, analysis, and interventions. They reflect on their own bias, assumptions, and preconceptions to ensure transparency and rigor. The qualitative approach is particularly useful in disciplines such as sociology, anthropology, psychology, education, and social science, where a deeper understanding of human behavior, social interaction, and lived experience is sought. So that means that this is a view from the qualitative research on the discriminations workplace. So when you're going to the methodology, we are doing the FGD. Because FGD, where a group of people are brought together to discuss a specific topic or issue in open and structured way. The discussion is typically moderated by the researcher or facilitator who asks questions, help to keep the conversation on track. So the discussion is typically unstructured, which means that the participants are free to talk about whatever they want related to topic at hand. This allows one to gain a more in-depth understanding of the participant thought and feelings. Next, there's a need to have a moderator. The discussion is moderated by the researcher or facilitator who helps to keep the conversation on track and ask questions to stimulate discussion. The moderator also takes notes on the discussion so that the researcher can later analyze the data. Discussion and finding that ethnicity and religion in Malaysia can sometimes result in discriminatory practice in the workplace. And gender discrimination remains a prevalent finding in the Selangor workplace. Mostly, women often face a barrier in accessing a leadership position, and higher paying those stereotypes and social expectations can impact career progressions. Disability discrimination was also happened in certain companies in Selangor and also in Malaysia. Workplace discrimination based on sexual orientation, gender identity was also a concern in Selangor. Mistreatment in working place was normally. Language discrimination also arise and become the basic division in the workplace. So on this discussion with we done the research, and this research objective have three. Certain company also have a lack of data of discrimination workplace. We are looking for is it a certain company have a data or not. And the second objective is cultural norms expectations influence certain individual perception of decision making. This study are able to capture address the real situation problem. That means that we also looking on the cultural norms and expectations influence to the certain individuals' perceptions. And then the third one is the lack of the protection. The lack of the protections are not enough to encourage everybody to report this mission. We're also looking on the is it they have sometimes they are reported or not. Okay. So when you want to answering this research objective, so we are studying the findings, also facing the distribution trends experience among respondents and just over the time. This is one for the answering the first research objective. And the second and third, the answer is workplace discriminations can be influenced by the organization's culture and policy. So organizational culture and policy. Okay. Sometimes the cultures of the organizations is a very they are not concerned on the discriminations, and they also are not fully to collect the data, the complete of the data discriminations. Okay, so this means that this study need to consider condition with very degree of commitment to diversity inclusion. It could lead to non-significant finding due to conflict experience across workplace among the respondents. So we have recommendation that cultural cultivate one-to-one customer service regarding discrimination in workplace with robust ideas. Maximize the times delivery for real-time solution regarding discrimination workplace by the organization itself. And so the conclusion is that the main state of this paper is that discrimination at workplace involve varying degree of types of from race, religion, language, gender, and others. This can be cause of many factors why the discrimination always was experienced by the employees of certain organization. Sometimes it was unreported due to fear and feelings of unwilling to report it because of policy, because of organizational cultures. The most instances are related to policy and role by the organization in combating the division in their organization. So thank you, everyone. So that's my presentations for the my paper. Okay, assalamualaikum.